Today, I've had this. Oh, wait. 2 claps to start. Welcome, students. For someone who doesn't play Valorant, you do like to flashbang people. I do. It's just my thing. 2 claps to start. This might be on YouTube, by the way. I'm not 100% sure. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be reacting to an iconic Honkai Star Rail video, badly explaining the entire plot of Honkai Star Rail by our boy Gigguk, right? I actually have just started to watch some of his videos. I think this guy's absolutely hilarious. I've been warned, this is not to be taken seriously, and he gets a lot of stuff. It's not exactly accurate. Yes, it's not exactly accurate, but you guys need to understand this is his style, right? This is just the guy's style. This is what he does. He's an entertainer. God damn it. Just like me. He's an entertainer, god damn it. So, let's check it out. Let's just get right into it.
Honkai Star Rail is a game from Hoyoverse and is one of their latest attempts to ensure I cry myself to sleep at night for not being able to collect my favorite fictional anime.
Wait, is this... He'll turn this into a 3-hour rec. No, I'm not going to turn it into a 3-hour rec. First off, is this like a Maxor video? Is this 47 minutes of a Maxor reaction, by the way? This was absolutely insane. He's been thinking about other women and his Black Swan. I know who Black Swan is. Even Twitch is acting up a bit. Yeah, I know. It's all the entire internet is actually really bugged right now. I'm really surprised that we're even live.
Anime characters. You may know them from the worldwide sensation Genshin Impact on my credit rating, but this is not Genshin Impact 2 or Honkai Impact 4th. This is a completely standalone game about traveling across the universe, saving different worlds like Space Canada, Space China,
Space Canada,
featuring some of the most canonically straight women you can find in gaming. This is a gacha game, which is a genre of game where the main goal is to pull for anime characters you are most physically attracted to, with an infinitesimally small chance of actually obtaining them.
Wait, what is the chance? What is the pull chance here, guys? What is the pull chance of these characters? I'm just starting to get into gacha. Is it going to be that bad? Are we borked? Are we screwed? Because I thought you had an actual decent chance of getting some of these pulls. Maxor mentioned sensory overload incoming. Yeah, no kidding. 0.6%? .6%?
Personal strategy boils down to a simple flowchart, wherein if there is a new character I can respectfully refer to as Mummy, I will violently do everything in my power to try to acquire them, only to get jump scared at the sight of receiving a child. Surprise, motherfucker! I can assure you that the E5 Clara on my account was achieved totally against my will, and I am not trying to cosplay the protagonist from Black Bullet. But Gigguk, what's the real gameplay? That is the real gameplay. And yet Star Rail has tacked on an entire bonus game on top of that, where you can gather a team of people, which in my case by complete coincidence all happen to be attractive women, traveling around the cosmos, taking it in turns, smacking each other with increasingly pretty animation, which is commonly referred to in the industry as turn-based combat. Where I get all the turns. As you can see here, my team I've named Weeaboo Mother's Day can do what I thought was a respectable amount of damage to get me through the story missions, and then you log into YouTube and find out there are people hitting enemies with a goddamn phone number.
Listen, you can't let these min-maxers, these fucking losers get you down, okay? Don't worry about it. I've seen games. I've been playing Clair Obscur, right? And I was doing some good damage. I was maxed out my damage, so I had to get the Picto that gets you that, so you could do more than 999 or 9,999 damage, right? So I'm doing a little more than that. And there's still people that are hitting for, like, I saw a guy on YouTube hit for 67 million damage, okay? Ridiculous. You don't have to worry about that. Just enjoy the game. Just enjoy the goddamn game. It's bad, but we had way worse before Hoyoverse set the new standard in the gacha world. Okay, so Hoyoverse has saved the gacha sphere. Is that what you're saying? Tech otakus have saved the world? Is that what you guys are saying?
It's a lot of damage. Did I mention this video was sponsored by Honkai Star Rail? Because this video is sponsored by Honkai Star Rail. See, over the years, the Star Rail team have given me money to get addicted to their game that I immediately pay back through in-game currency, thus creating a self-sustaining economy with more stability than the stock market in the past 5 months. But today, Hoyoverse have given me my most challenging task yet. understanding all of Honkai Star Rail. See, Honkai Star Rail has one of the most expansive stories featuring intergalactic wars between cosmic gods, the entire plot of Starship Troopers with Kamen Rider, and the Lovecraftian nightmare creatures known as Twitch streamers that most people don't even know about. Because in order to access this information, it requires one feat that most gacha gamers are physically
What is this feat? What is this feat? You guys know what it's going to be. It begins with an R. He's going to say reading, isn't he? Let's take a look.
unable to do. Read.
Yeah, okay. That's it.
But as an ex-employee of the BBC with a master's in engineering, Hoyoverse can clearly see that my reading skills are unparalleled. The potentially cutthroat cohabitation
in the Beninging
and following the release of their biggest collaboration ever with Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works that's out right now, I thought I'd take a page out of my Fate days and break down the
Yes, there's music in the background. Thank you for telling me. Appreciate that.
Entire Honkai Star Rail universe for newbies and veterans, because sometimes when you're playing the game and hear a sentence like
Jing Yuan, one of the Arbiter Generals of the Cloud Knights and the Xianzhou Alliance on the Luo Fu, currently looking for disciples of Sanctus Medicus who are also trying to revive the Ambrosia.
you might as well be speaking to me in Wingdings, but today I'll explain everything like you have the IQ of March 7th, and by the end of this video you will see that Honkai Star Rail is shockingly uncomplicated. And I can assure you,
I highly doubt
this is the short version.
Okay. Okay.
God damn it, it's another child!
That's right. Steve Handjobs is back, bitches. Hello, guys. It's been a while. Welcome to my second TED.
Why did they do him like that? Why did they do him so dirty like that? Oh my god, dude, he's cracking me up. What is this fit?
Talk where we talk about the Honkai Star Rail universe. Now, before we fully dive into the story, there are a few core concepts everyone needs to know.
What is this
so that
edit?
you can fully understand everything that's going on. Yes, I'm talking to you, dialogue skipper who lets every fight run in autoplay. I've definitely never done that myself. First and foremost, we have paths. But what is a path? I'm walking a path right now. No.
Why do they keep? What's the dude's problem with shoes, man?
We have paths. But what is a path? I'm walking a path right.
What is going on with the shoes? 1-to-1. Not 1-to-1 exactly. Not dead on. But W stompers. Am I right? So I gotta say that's a crazy reference right there.
Path right now. No. In Honkai Star Rail, paths are totally different. See, they are these universal philosophical concepts that anyone can believe in and practice. That was a lot of big words for the average gacha player, so let me simplify it down for you. It's how you think, dummy. Let's say a person believes in preserving and protecting life. Well, they probably believe in the path of preservation. Get that, vegans? Oh, you hate conflict and think everyone should just get along? Well, harmony seems right up your alley.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, so they're more philosophies.
What astrology is to white women.
Got it.
In-game,
Oh
this
shit.
translates to different gameplay
Fucking
mechanics.
roasted.
A preservation character, for example, probably means they have a lot of shielding and can tank a lot of damage. Abundance characters, well, there's your healers. And destruction characters, destroyed.
Yep, fair enough.
Damn, this is getting really complicated. And in the universe, anyone who practices a certain belief of any path is called a path strider. They walk that lonely road, the only road that they have ever known. I think I just quoted Green Day. And in rare cases, any one being who explores the concepts of their path in its entirety, embodies the beliefs, practices the philosophies as deeply as one can, they can ascend to become an Eon. Eons are essentially these godlike beings that completely embody one singular path.
Wait, so can a regular dude become an Eon? Is that canon? The Eon of Elation became an Eon from laughing too much at a fallen kid, if I recall. What? Good to know.
Nuke, for example, he is the
Nuke?
Eon for the path of destruction. What does that mean?
Nuke. Well, no, he means Nanook, right? I'm. Maybe this isn't the best one to watch right off the bat.
He is a hater. He is a hater on a level that no other being has ever seen. He hates everyone, everything. His hatred transcends racism, sexism, because he hates everyone equally. His path represents the belief that the creation of the universe was a mistake, so he wants to destroy everything. Once again, proving that men would rather eradicate all life in the universe than go to therapy. Like, damn bro, you good? Can't you just like, get a pint, build a log cabin, start a podcast like the rest of us? So my wife has actually just started playing Honkai Star Rail, and I have a quote from her about her interpretation of Nanook.
Okay.
He's just a little hottie with a body. Yes, okay, maybe he wants to destroy a universe or two, but he's just an edgy little bad boy. Shut the fuck up and look at those pecs. Look at that emo fringe. Let me nuzzle in that yellow chest gussie.
Chest Gussie.
Now in the Star Rail universe, there are all these different factions that basically boil down to following one Eon. They see their philosophy and goes, you know what? We can make a religion out of that. Well, why don't they make a path for gooning? I bet I can be a follower for that path. Well, joke's on you, there is a path for that. It's called the Path of Propagation, and here is your Eon.
Oh.
Tazironth. An Eon whose sole motivation is to propagate and spread themselves across the universe, which was born out of a feeling of intense loneliness. He started self-replicating so much that he started a disaster that threatened the entire universe. So much so that other Eons needed to step in and be like, bro, can you stop gooning for 5 seconds? Imagine gooning so hard you almost wipe out the entire universe in the process. I wouldn't even be mad, I'd just be impressed. Honestly, knowing the Honkai Star Rail fanbase, that's probably the path they'd follow.
I knew you would come.
Now be like—
Oh, okay. So it seems to be that you can follow these paths, okay? If you believe in the path enough, you will become an Eon. Is there other things that happen before an Eon? Like, depending on how far along this path you are, right? Philosophically. That's really interesting that it's more focused on philosophical, right? On the philosophical side of stuff. It's not like if you train hard enough, you become strong. It's like if you just believe hard enough, you will get stronger. So I'm sure that there's lots of stuff on the way to becoming an Aeon, which is really interesting.
extra powerful abilities from them, which is actually a big fat fucking lie, because most of the Emanators that we've met so far have never even spoken to that bloody Eon. But don't worry about that. Because one thing you come to realize is that just because a specific faction follows a specific Eon, that doesn't necessarily mean the Eon actually fucks with them. Like, there are some factions who can be like, we follow the path of destruction. Nanook is our god. And Nanook can be like, who is this man's? Why does everyone keep saying this is my man's? This isn't my man's. In summary, for all you power scalers out there, you got Eons at the top, then below them you got the Emanators, then below them you got the Path Striders and factions that follow the Eon's beliefs. Then you multiply this by 18, because that's how many paths are currently in Honkai Star Rail. And that's where the lore of Honkai Star Rail can be a little daunting, because there are so many characters, so many titles, so many factions. But when you break it all down, it all comes down to which path does a particular character follow. Everyone and every faction has a different drive and goal based on the path they follow. And all of the conflict in Honkai Star Rail revolves around the opposing beliefs that each Path Strider has.
Right, that makes sense.
Good. We can finally start at the beginning of the story. Our story starts at the Herta space station, an amalgamation of a bunch
This editor
of
is
nerds
insane.
who have a hard-on for the one and only Herta the goddamn genius. Philosophical hard-on, not an actual hard-on, I assume. Yes, this is one of
a lot of
the
kid jokes so far.
smartest individuals in the entire universe. A sassy lost child. Or her puppet. You know what? We'll get back
This
to that.
sassy lost child, One Punch Man reference, well done.
Privilege as Sea Dog VA, with a versatile and a dignified woman whose hobbies include theater,
Ron May, we know her.
and breaking the Geneva
She's great.
Convention. At the station, they research all things that piques this little shithead's curiosity. And it's here that we get introduced to the first factions that will play a massive role in the entire narrative. First and foremost, you have the Nameless, which is an interesting name, because constantly in the game, people can be like, hey guys, I'm Himiko, I'm a Nameless. So what's your name? Himiko. Bruh. This faction follows the Eon of Trailblaze, Akavili, which is the path that we follow.
This is what
Akavili.
probably looked like. This recreation identifies
Akavili. They're
what
all
the
about
fuck?
traveling the universe, going on a bunch of adventures, making a bunch of friends, the Luffy of the Honkai Star Rail universe.
Got
And
it.
this is our Going Merry.
Okay, this is actually really helpful.
The,
I don't know how accurate this is.
train thing. The Astral Express. I knew that. See, unlike other Eons who are too good to hang out with pathetic
Brother,
humans,
ew.
Akavili was that cool older uncle Eon who'd hang around with the kids and occasionally sneak them beers when nobody's watching. Which,
Okay.
I have no idea about. They were just a chill guy. So chill, in fact, that one day they mysteriously just fucked off. Nobody knows where they went. If they're alive, it was just the ultimate Irish goodbye. Now, at the opposite
Right,
end of
makes
the
sense.
spectrum, you have the Antimatter Legion. Remember our favorite edgelord Eon Nanook? Well, he was so edgy that he inspired other edgelords who don't want anything other than to see the universe burn. So they just go around fucking up other people's shit in the name of Nanook, being an overall vibe killer, and conveniently show up whenever there's a Stellaron. Wait, what is a Stellaron?
What is a Stellaron? Okay, I had this question.
A little closer. Listen up, because Stellarons are massively important throughout the entire story of Honkai Star Rail. I don't know. Look, all we're told is that they're these weird, mysterious things that pop up every now and again and bring disaster wherever they appear. Nanook loves them, probably because he has a hard-on for disasters, and his other name is the Cancer of All Worlds. Which leads us right here to our wildcard faction, the Stellaron Hunters.
Yes, I did want to know more about them too.
Because they hunt Stellarons. In it. Right now, we don't exactly know why we're
Stellarons in it.
But what we do know is that one of the characters is named Kafka, and it's probably the sole reason you first put money into this game. Don't lie to me. I see the date of your transaction history. What's this? I'm getting word from my producer that we actually have footage of Star Rail fans reacting to Kafka's introduction. Let's have a look. Jesus Christ, guys.
I knew you would.
No! Don't do it again.
Off the events of this game because Herta, the goddamn genius Herta, thought it would.
To be fair, I completely would have pulled. I would have pulled for her right off the bat. I mean, look at that. Look at her. Why? I don't know why she's standing like that, but look at her. Isn't she just stunning?
Yeah, great idea.
Wait, he's in shoes. They changed the shoes again.
To leave a Stellaron hanging around somewhere on her station. And the game literally starts by Kafka breaking in and chest-fisting a Stellaron into an artificial body that awakens us, the Trailblazer. Yes, Kafka technically birthed us.
I didn't know that at all.
That she is our mommy. Look, guys, I don't make the rules. That's just the way it is.
Wait, she's our
I'm
actual mom.
To you the message Hoyoverse clearly wants us all to hear. This is literally the first thing you see when you wake up. And as a newborn, our first words were...
Woof, woof. Okay, I didn't know that. Listen, you guys are saying this video gets a little off the rails and inaccurate, but I don't know. This guy's just dumped an absolute lore bomb on me that none of you idiots told me about.
Where we get to meet the current Astral Express crew, which is the crew that will be staying with us throughout the entire journey. First, we have Zumi's Incarnate, March 7th, who is, not exactly the brightest girl. She's the type of girl who tried to solve the issue of racism by running, but that might be because she was found in this huge block of ice Avatar style and has no memories of the life she lived before. So she decided to name herself after the date they found her.
But Dad, I was born in September. Why am I named?
Yo, what the fuck is... What the fuck is going... What is this? What is this edit, dude?
January 1st. Then there's Dan Hung, the brooding quiet kid who seems to have a mysterious past. I have another quote from my wife about Dan Hung. I tried zooming in closely, but as you can see, he is not very hung. So that was a fucking lie, but okay. He ain't no bad boy Nanook. Then, of course, you have the mum and dad of the Astral Express. Welt, who is actually a character for Honkai Impact 3rd, but got lost there and woke up in the wrong game. And, of course, this person, which is Himiko. But not this Himiko. This is a totally different Himiko from
not the
Honkai
same.
Impact 3rd, which is different from this Himiko, who is Himiko from Hawkeye Gakuen 2. And this is him. Miko from Genshin Impact, no relation. And this, of course, is Saber. The only Saber in the Honkai universe. So far. A little bit of trivia, one of the Hoyoverse founders, Dewey's favorite character happens to be Misato from Evangelion, and his favorite character from every Honkai game just happens to be Himiko. Alright, so I see what you're putting down. So with the Stellaron stuck in us and no other memory of where we came from, what else is there to do but to join the Astral Express crew? Because if we choose not to, the game ends there. Our first stop is Jirilo 6, a snow world stuck in a permanent ice age called the Eternal Freeze, leaving most of its landmass uninhabited, save for a few settlements.
Okay, so every planet that we're going to in the Astral Express, we're basically... Are we getting there to stop the Stellaron? Like a Stellaron? Like there's always like something bad happening. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from when I watch like some of the trailers and stuff. Is that what's going on there?
Yes, it's Space Canada. Without the maple syrup. Here you can find legally distinct Joseph Joestar, legally distinct Ilya and Bazaka, and of course Zila and Bronya, who
we know them.
History. See here they become
We know them. They're from Honkai Impact 3rd, and they have a lot of love.
Pretty good friends, but not too good of friends, but just friends who bicker and fight sometimes, but they are still friends. Good friends. But this is unlike other incarnations in the Honkai verse in different games, when they are also friends. That kiss. Kissy friends. But here, in Star Rail, they are just friends. Now kiss. They're just friends! The main faction you're going to find on Drilo 6 are the Architects, who are followers of the Eon of Preservation, Klipoth. And they're all about building walls and getting other planets to pay for it. They're led by the Supreme Guardian Cocolia, who is...
Hello!
Oh!
Hello!
Her daughter is actually Bronya, and they lead the last settlement of humanity, Belobog. But Belobog has its own bog, and that's called the Underworld, which is under the world of Belobog.
Yes, the children yearn for the mines.
And stinky people. I'm guessing it's mostly stinky people.
This is where they send my YouTube chatters, right?
Why? Fucking society, innit? And the Underworld is completely blocked off from the Overworld because... society, innit? Life is hard down here. It's dark and dirty, and people have to make ends meet by becoming miners and wandering into the great mines to find valuable resources. Somewhere, a Minecraft YouTuber is getting really excited about the mines, I mean, not the
children.
miners. The main enemy types here you can find are vagrants. 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 VA Grant?
We'll just steal off the miners.
Look, life is hard down there, okay? Who cares if we steal from a miner or two? You guys are murdering us by the millions! So to keep it from becoming a lawless underworld, a group called Wildfire run everything down here. And they're led by... Man, I don't know what system of government they have for electing leaders down here in Drilo 6, but I think I might be onto something. Things are certainly not optimal for Space Canada, thanks to the Eternal Freeze, but...
Listen, I don't appreciate him. He actually voiced the miner there. Did he actually? That is fucking hysterical.
Life wasn't always like this.
Let's continue.
See, 1,000 years before the Eternal Freeze, Drilo 6
yes,
was
we're gonna get some lore.
Place. Intergalactic civilizations
some lore.
start visiting Drilo 6, hoping to get in contact with the natives. The architects set up shop, opened a few Starbucks, and everyone lived in harmony. Until the Stellaron attacked. People started getting shook. Some pieced the fuck out, fearing the calamity it could bring, and this bad bitch named Melissa Rand starts building walls and settlements. Because, of course, the Antimatter Legion show up and are like, guys, come on, let us in. We promise we're not going to destroy anything. Okay, and that was a lie. Okay, we're joshing you. We're going to do a little bit of destroying. Starting a 30-year-long war, pushing humanity to its brink. And in desperation, Alyssa Rand hits up the Stellaron and is like, hey, Mr. Stellaron, so can you, like, help us get rid of the Antimatter Legion? You can use any means necessary. By any means necessary.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. You do realize I'm a Stellaron, right? You know, bringer of calamity, destruction, disaster. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. So the Stellaron decides to turn the thermostat down a bit. The Antimatter Legion go, brrr, it's cold, I'm out of here. Congratulations, Alyssa, you've successfully repelled the Antimatter Legion. Yay! What's the catch? You've wiped out all other life and made this planet totally uninhabitable.
Okay, so the Stellaron's a little neurodivergent, huh? They were like, yo, can you help us out? Just a touch? Can you help me out a little touch? And it was like, yeah. You want to get rid of the Antimatter Legion? Let's wipe out all life, right? I mean, we're still kind of doing the same thing. What do you guys think about that?
And thus begins the Eternal Freeze until we show up. So what's the storyline of Drilo 6? Bitch be wildin'. We rock up in our space train, knock over some trash cans.
He's got the Buzz Lightyear kicks on now.
And we're all like, don't worry guys, we're here to save you from the Stellaron. To which Cocolia replies, oh, you here to save us? Is that what I heard? Go to jail. Because little do we know, the Stellaron has actually been whispering in her ear, being like, psst, hey, wouldn't it be bants if you just, I don't know, destroyed the world and rebuild it anew? Oh my God. I love Code Geass. Boys, what we saying? She a 10, but she wants to wipe out all life from the planet. So the entire storyline of this arc is just us trying to take down a mom who's gone a bit loop-de-loop. And it all comes down to one final showdown where everyone teams up. Nameless versus Stellaron. Mother versus daughter.
Okay, this seems really cool.
Where we immediately get stabbed. Well, guys, that's it. Game over. Pack it up. It's over.
We made a choice, go fight against your fate. Pain will come with the blade.
We get that couple of Klipov's aid, get a new preservation form, and beat the fuck out of her with the power of rock music and this giant fucking robot bloody mega fisting her into the ground.
Let's fucking go.
Damn, this sequence was awesome. Wait a minute. Oh man. Bronya, having killed Kikolia with her own hands, is left in tears, knowing she did the right thing, but still processing the death of her own mom. Then
very
March
sad.
7th comes in like, hey guys, wasn't that so fun? Let's go to the pub and grab a pint. The cellar is sealed, Bronya becomes Supreme Guardian, the underworld is opened up, no more stinky people.
Okay, so
and
we
of
come in and
course,
save the day.
Zila and Bronya continue being friends. Job done. Now we move on to it's China. It's just China.
Okay, so we move from winter Canada to China. Okay, first arc looks interesting. Not gonna lie. We obviously miss a lot of the details, but I get it. You go in, and eventually everything's kumbaya.
Humans, furries, and scalies live in unison on these ships, with each ship housing different races and cultures with names I can barely pronounce. Here you can find people like Space Kongming, Kindergarten
favorite.
Death Battles, Sassy Lost Child version 2, Daniel, the cooler Daniel, and Blade, the embodiment of Black Air Force energy, literally saving up centuries of hatred, going around looking for just one thing. A way to die. And he
Okay,
looks
we like Blade.
this, and he calls himself Blade. Bro is canonically hundreds of years old and hasn't mentally matured past the age of 14. Now for this story, we're just focusing on the but it is just one of 6 ships, all together forming the Xianzhou Alliance.
I did not know this.
Split up into different divisions, run by
Okay.
different groups of people that sometimes have guilds within them, causing factions within factions within factions within factions.
Interesting. Oh, this is way more complicated than I thought. We did not get this from the demos.
It's a title about as long as your average light novel name, like they jack off every time Daenerys Targaryen introduces herself. It would take this entire video length just to break down every faction within this one ship.
I have a complaint. So far, all these videos I've watched, and it's nothing against this. It's nothing against this man specifically. I think he said his name is Grant, right? Grant. Absolutely nothing wrong with Grant. There is such deep lore right there. He was saying like, oh, he's talking about all the factions, all the ships, and all the factions and sub-factions within the ships, and then all the content creators, when they get into this stuff, right, the juicy stuff, and I start licking my fingers. This is already a 47-minute video, and they say, oh, we can't talk about it because we'd be here forever. And I'm like, talk about it. That's what I'm here for. Just saying, it's just a small nitpick. Nothing against Grant here. Nothing against Grant. But
So we
just
are
a thing I
going to
noticed.
focus on what is most important for the main conflict, and that revolves around the long life species that you can find on the ship, which are species that can live long lives, as opposed to the short life species, or baby men, which is what I imagine they're called by the long life species.
Okay.
First off, we have Foxians, who are fox-like beings with fox-like characteristics, and on the furry scale, they land about here. That's still good, right? I think that's still good. You know what? Let me check with my local furry expert. Yo, D, how does that look?
What the fuck? How would I know?
Come on, D. You know why.
So don't worry, facial mage, you guys are still safe. It's not too late yet.
Beautiful.
Xenozone Zero players, please seek professional help. Then we got the Vidiharas, Videharas, Vidimhara, Vidimen. These are people with dragon-like characteristics who are functionally immortal. But instead of going through one long lifespan, they go through a cycle of rebirth, where after a certain age, they get reborn while their body gets repaired and lose all their memories.
Come on, D. You know why.
So don't worry, facial mage, you guys are still safe. It's not too late yet. Xenozone Zero players, please seek professional help. Then
Okay, we
got
did watch
the
that one.
Videharas,
We did watch the massage scene. It was a little much.
Vidimen. These are people with dragon-like characteristics who are functionally immortal. But instead of going through one long lifespan, they go through a cycle of rebirth, where after a certain age, they get reborn while their body gets repaired and lose all their memories. In a process the FBI calls Schrodinger's lolly, where characters can canonically be both 13 and 1300 years old at the same time. And lastly, we got the Xianzhou natives, who bring the main beef to this all-you-can-eat buffet. Many years ago, the Xianzhou Alliance traveled the stars to search for immortality, where they just happened to run into the Aeon of Abundance, Yao Shi. Now Yao Shi, she's a giving Aeon, maybe a bit too giving, but don't worry about this part of the title. She sees everyone turn up asking for immortality, and she's like, you get immortality, and you get immortality, and you get immortality. What's this I'm holding in my hand? Just, don't worry about it. So she plants this big ass.
What was that, by the way? What the fuck was that? I'm noticing that the Aeons are like kind of fucked up.
Tree called the Ambrosia Arbor that allows anyone who eats its fruits to become immortal. Yay for trees, guys! We love trees! But unfortunately for the Xianzhou natives, they get so much immortality and live for so long.
Okay, this is what we wanted to know.
They fall into madness and the body mutates into this zombie tree-like thing that they call
the Mara.
And so once everyone realizes that immortality isn't everything it's cracked up to be, they all start to turn on this all-giving Aeon of Abundance. And it's like, fuck you, fuck everything you stand for, fuck all your followers, and fuck your stupid little arm.
Your shoes, whack. Your hair, whack. So far, these Aeons, they're kind of bitches, but at the same time, they seem so disconnected from humanity, right? They seem so disconnected from humanity that they're not thinking, like, this isn't a logical thought. People ask for abundance, it's like, abundance. I want long life. Long life. Didn't say what kind of long life. You need to be more specific. God damn it. Ron Burgundy will read anything you put on that teleprompter.
And look, I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of feel bad for Yao Shi. Like, aside from this, there was also a time when the Foxians were going through a famine on their planet. So in desperation, they asked Yao Shi to give them some food. She plants so much food for them that eventually it spurs a population explosion that kills their ecosystem and destroys their planet. Like, where
be careful what you wish. Be careful what you wish for, cause you just might get it all.
That her name is the Aeon of Abundance. Not the Eon of, okay, just tell me when. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, yeah, you can stop now. That's enough slices.
That's enough slices.
To the immortality epidemic, everyone on the who changes their path to the path of the hunt. Now, the path of the hunt is similar in the philosophy to the path of destruction, but unlike Nanook, who is like, fuck everyone, the hunt is more like, fuck you, just you. Fuck you in particular. Like
this guy only speaks in outdated memes. I'm just realizing that.
The Eon of the Hunt, Lan, is the self-proclaimed sworn enemy of abundance. And will go around endlessly eradicating any followers of Yao Shi. Bro's got more generational hatred than Dio does for the Joestar lineage. And poor Yao Shi is just in the corner, sitting down, going like, guys, I don't mean to victim blame, but you literally did ask for it. So they commit a bit of deforestation, destroying this immortality granting trees because fuck trees. Am I right? What the fuck have trees done? Supplying oxygen and immortality to people. Puh, I spit on you. So what's the Lao Fu storyline? It's this tree and a Stellaron. Because of course it's a Stellaron. We hear a rumor that there's a Stellaron on board from Kafka. And you know what happens when Kafka goes fetch? We go, and it seems like someone's gone and fucking done it by planting a Stellaron at the root of this tree, causing it to resurrect along with this deer tree thingy. But who could have done such a thing?
Oh my!
Turns out, not everyone agrees that immortality is a bad thing, so they all gather together in secrecy, forming this weird-ass group called the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, who looked at the way everyone was hating on Yao Shi and was like, I know Yao Shi, yeah, she crazy, man. She fucking sucks. God, I hate her guts. God, that guy, no, I secretly fuck with this. Little do we know that.
Yo, you guys are giving him shit for like not doing it, like doing a bit of like a very general coverage of this, but he's doing a great job right now. He's crushing it. He's fucking knocking it out of the park. This is a lot of detail, man. I'm starting to think this Grant guy's a bit of a big deal.
There's a real mastermind orchestrating everything from behind the scenes. That's revealed to us at breakneck speed.
Whoa.
Yep, it was a real plot twist. Ooh. Someone got Thanos snapped out of existence. All right, I'm gonna go watch some TikTok chiropractor videos now. You'll never be able to see those videos this time, lads. That's right, the fucking Antimatter Legion are at it again. And this time is one of their head honchos, Fantilia, who is one of Nanook's emanators. And she takes the form of, god damn! Pretty sure Thanos had to clap for this one. Yes, this entire thing was just the Antimatter Legion trying to destroy the from within.
Oh.
And they would have gotten away with it too if it
Wasn't for those meddling
Hunt,
kids.
who is secretly a dragon person.
Okay, we knew that. We knew he was a dragon man. You know what's so funny? I've watched all this HSR content. I still have no fucking idea what's going on in this game, which is why we are going to have to play it at one point. And that's on good storytelling.
Because Dan Heng is actually the reincarnation of Dan Feng.
Yeah.
The cooler Daniel. Not to be confused with Dan Sung or Dan Dong.
Is he going to say, okay, predict, are we going to get a damn Daniel joke here in about 10 seconds? I'm starting to sense it.
Who also has a history with Blade, because they used to be really good friends, but not too good of friends. But according to some of the lore you can find in some of the relic sets, they were what you call bosom friends. Hey, yo, what? But that's all in the past now, because
Bosom
Blade
friends?
actually hates Dan Heng, because Dan Heng was previously Dan Feng, and Dan Feng committed a crime which caused Blade to be immortal. So Blade now hates Dan Feng, but he got reincarnated to Dan Heng, so they are no longer bosom friends, they are bosom enemies. Now kiss. They're just enemies, guys. So we get another team up. Dan Feng returns and parts the fucking waterway, Moses style. We take down the second mummy boss of this game so far, and this boss music is an absolute prop. That's it.
You are fool.
Done. All right, this video is getting a bit long, so what do we got next? Fuck my life. Welcome to Penacony.
Okay, this is the one I want to learn about. I want to learn about Penacony. I wanted to learn about Amorpheus. And is he going to get into Amorpheus in this video, guys? Glonk prediction, official prediction here. Penacony, from the demos that we were shown, it seems to be almost like the city of dreams, right? The American dream. Anything you want, you can have it, right? Can I have $1 million? No, but you can have a car, right? Oh, can I have my cancer cured, please? Nope, nope, don't ask for that. But you can have a new golf club set. That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm guessing it's all a fucking lie. For whatever reason, who made it? I don't know. Is there Stellaron here? Is the Stellaron creating dreams? Penacony, can you, my grandma's really sick. Can you give her just another day of life? I just want a day with her. Nope. But you can have a new car!
Activities, where the game goes from just taking a few hours to complete all the story missions to a lot more. This world is the legally distinct Disneyland for people who look like this, bringing in the wealthiest and most privileged individuals from all around the universe thanks to its main attraction, the Dreamscape.
Drugs! Oh. Oh, hi guys, it's me, Clocky. Don't have to worry about anything going on in here. There's absolutely nothing wrong going on here. Welcome to Penacony.
Fuck me, is that Tiki Mouse? The Dreamscape is like if Inception and The Matrix had one big incestuous baby. It's a lucid dream world you share with all the other attendees there where anything is possible. Get blackout drunk without having a hangover? Go for it. Oh, that's just fucking Tuesday at Spoons, innit? Gacha! In your gacha game.
No way.
Because spending your real-life money wasn't enough. Not even fall damage can kill you, which would be relevant if Star Rail actually had a jump button. Here we'll run into people like Dr. L plus Ratio, the real gacha man. My little sister. My little sister can't be this cute. And just another totally normal cute anime girl here. Nothing to see here, guys. Just another cute wife to
our goat!
Season 20 of my favorite Hoyoverse anime. Can a girl friendship survive? Now, kid.
Fuck yeah. Okay, that we saw those. Those were crazy.
I need an adult. This is also where we get introduced to a plethora of new factions because they've invited everyone under the sun to attend. So I'm going to try and keep this as fast as possible. Starting things off with one of the biggest factions in the Honkai Star Rail universe, the IPC. The IPC is like if the IRS...
Wait, the IPC. We know what the IPC is. The IPC is the International Peace Committee. Right, and they like money, so they have several factions. They have the debt collections. It's also run by Jade. They have the debt collections, which is also run by Topaz, and then they have the strategic gambling unit, which is run by the hot model with the slave tattoo. And then they're also like kind of good guys, but they're also kind of like Ubisoft.
Amazon and the S&P 500 came together and made one big incestuous baby. And
Exactly.
Don't ask why I keep saying incestuous baby. It's not that deep. It is the mega corporation.
No, the way I said it was right.
Controlling all business transactions from across the universe. Its mere concept is enough to give Jeff Bezos the biggest morning wood of his life. They supposedly follow our old friend Klipov, the Eon of Preservation, but the IPC believes, unlike the architects from Jarilo 6, that they need one thing and one thing only to help Klipov meet their goals.
Money.
And they've sent one of their representatives,
Money.
Adventurine, to try and get some of those big fat Penacony profits, which is on brand because one of his attacks is literally beating the fuck out of you with money.
No
He's
way.
not even rich. He's just reckless about spending his money. Honestly, I vibe with that. You have the Galaxy Rangers, which in this case comes in the form of Boot Hill, who is a space cowboy and is like playing Red Dead Redemption 2 with parental controls on.
Son of a nice lady.
There's Acheron, who pretends
Son of
to
a
be
nice
Galaxy
lady.
Ranger, but really her true identity is the Emanator of Nihility.
Yes, we
which
knew
makes
this.
her pretty damn powerful. Now, Nihility is all about a state of nothingness or non-existence.
Okay,
So
yep.
I don't know how she got the job, but I assume it went something along the lines of, you got the job. Wait, what? There's Black Swan. Now, her whole thing
Close
becomes
enough.
a lot more relevant in the next world, so we'll come back to her. There's this one girl from a faction called the Masked Fools who is not
Sparkle, one of my favorite characters. We're actually, Petticoat kind of covers some of my favorite characters. We have Acheron. You guys, someone was making fun of me in the YouTube comments for saying her name wrong, but I think it's Acheron.
too relevant right now, but I just want to mention their Eon, because their entire path philosophy seems to be Lamau, why not? Like this one time, made one of their emanators a worm. A fucking worm. Like, can you just imagine all the Eons
Why not,
out
right?
there vying for power, and Aha's just there in the corner like, he turned into a worm. Funniest shit I've ever seen. The Celeron Hunters are back at it again, this time sending in Firefly, who has a sad backstory because she...
Are they playing Fireflies, the music in the background? You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies. Listen.
Celeron Hunters are back at it again, this time sending in
He is!
Firefly, who has a sad backstory because she has space cancer or some shit, but most importantly, she takes you on a date. A date. And then she ended up crashing top-up services and breaking every revenue record Star Rail had on release. Like,
No
come
shit.
on, guys.
That would've been me.
Are we such simple creatures? Are we just that easy to manipulate? Why are you showing footage of my Firefly? And all these different factions gather together on Penacony because
Here we go.
Penacony is run by a group called The Family. That's run by
Oh,
a
God.
man named Gopher Wood who has 2 adopted children in Sunday and Space Taylor Swift. And their security is run by Gallagher right here.
Oh, damn.
Finally, Star Rail adding a proper daddy to their roster.
Let's go.
I'm 13.
Goddamn. My boy's aging at the speed of light. And their history ties right into the founding and main storyline of Penacony, because before Penacony was this luxury vacation spot, it was a barren desert with a rather embarrassing leakage problem.
Wait, I was joking. Okay, a few videos ago, I said it's probably a fake desert. I was joking. And now you're telling me it actually was a desert.
Because it was leaking Memoria. What is Memoria? It's memory cum. Alright, if you want a more detailed explanation, Memoria is this substance that
If Memoria is memory cum, then is Pastoria pre-cum?
serves as a vessel for
Think about
human memories and consciousness that seems to be some sort of physical manifestation of memories or mental energy
Yeah,
that can
memory
sometimes
goo.
group together in high concentration and can have a negative impact if a normal human is exposed to it for too long. It's memory cum. So the IPC sees this and thinks, money. Turning Penacony into a prison planet where they send all their prisoners to help the Memoria leaks. I don't know what I'm doing right now. That was meant to be mining, I think. Yes, everyone thought Penacony was meant to be Vegas, but think about it. Former prison colony, barren deserts, pokies everywhere you look. This is fucking space Australia. Eventually, the prisoners spend so much time around Memoria that they begin losing their absolute dicks and they start to enter a shared dream world, like the ultimate VR game on a shared server. Now, what do all gamers dream of doing together? That's right. Rising up. They rise up against the IPC, take back the planet, and of course this is the perfect time for a Celeron to come in and be like, why hello there. Allow me to introduce myself. With the planet in utter chaos, this is when Shipe, the Eon of Harmony, descends down and tells them,
she's cool.
It is I, the Eon of Harmony, then you like stop being so not harmonious and stuff. Nice rack! So Shippei helps the prisoners integrate into the family. They split up into 7 different factions, which eventually becomes 5, giving them control over Penacony with no more IPC. Yay, we did it, guys! We beat capitalism! And so then the family thinks to themselves, wait guys, hear me out, crazy idea. What if we turn this shared dream world into a commercialized vacation spot where all the rich people spend all their money, and we can even throw this big festival called the Charmony Festival where we only invite the most important people from around the universe to attend.
Wait a minute. It's the Fire Festival. You guys remember the Fire Festival?
Yay, capitalism! Now as followers of the Harmony, a path all about getting along well with each other through mutual trust and cooperation, you'd think the family would be just a bunch of chill dudes. Well, that would be the case if the leader wasn't secretly getting his dick wet for another Eon. See, Eons might seem like these immortal, everlasting, godlike beings, but they can actually be slain, and some of them can even be absorbed into other Eons. Which is exactly what happened to Enna, the Eon of Order. Now, Enna is all about controlling the masses through strict oppressive means to maintain order.
Have you guys seen that animation, by the way? This is a random one, but this animation was really interesting. It's like about a kid that's born into a world where their life is to like serve a giant gun.
Enna is all about controlling the masses through strict oppressive means to maintain order. She is the final form of your Asian mum when you tell her you're getting an art degree. But like every good Minecraft YouTuber, bitch just became irrelevant, and eventually Shippei came along and assimilated Enna inside of her, which is essentially an Aeon getting bored to death. I don't know why I wrote that sentence. But unfortunately for Penacony...
What's that mean? What's vor? It's better if you don't know? Oh, no, don't. Oh, God, okay.
This Asian mom is the Eon that the head of the family secretly follows. They don't want the new hotness. They want old and busted. And so the head of the family...
Men in Black 2 reference, well done. He's had some absolute banger references.
Old and busted.
Oh.
And so the head of the family comes up with this plan to resurrect Enna and leaves it to his adopted son, Sunday, to enact it. Now, Sunday is a man with a strong personal philosophy.
I want to know more about
He wants
Sunday.
everyone to be happy, even if the happiness comes from sheltering people from the harsh realities of the world by force. And he thinks this way because he saw a bird once. Okay, well, there we go. All right, I'll leave you for a second. We'll come back to him. He wants to activate the Stellaron, putting Penacony into a permanent dream world where people can't wake up from it. It will be a perfect paradise with no conflict, no pain, no suffering, and no illness, where people are completely unaware that it's a dream.
Wait a minute. Madara?
Oh, he's the bad guy, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Free will. People don't get free will. Yay for free will. I'd always choose free will. I say 3 hours into my TikTok scrolling sesh, being mindlessly fed videos I didn't choose, finding my life increasingly dictated by algorithms. Yeah. Because if there was one thing Sunday didn't account for, it was us, the Trailblazer. Because we turn up to the final battleground, because is he still talking about the bird? Let's give him a minute, I'm sure he's almost finished.
8 hours later.
A bird.
Fashion a cage for it.
Oh, Because we turn up to the final battleground because a little birdie once told, oh, for fuck's sake. And this all culminates in one of the most hype moments of the game so far, where we take on this heavenly mechanical conductor thing.
No way.
Fucking Space Taylor Swift sings in the background.
Yes!
Throw a goddamn train at it.
This is the kind of gameplay I'm looking for.
Beat the final boss by driving a fucking train into it.
Let's go. That's the power of anime, baby. Why not? What's with all these grounded animes that have been coming out all of a sudden, huh? Are you kidding me? Volleyball? Let's throw a fucking train into a space goddess.
Beautiful. Look, guys, all I'm saying is, I'm not an Idol fan, but... I mean, yay, capitalism! And then Black Swan pitches a ride with the Astro Express, along with the newly reformed Sunday as well. All right, Sunday, I know you just tried to take over Penacony, but we're cool with that. We're cool. I can forgive that.
I feel like Sunday had his heart in the right place, though.
Can you just not talk about any birds? Is that cool? Are you cool with that? All right. Let's fly off to our next destination.
Okay, here we go.
This brings up to our final stop so far and Star Rail's most ambitious story yet, Amphorius. Now, at the time of writing,
here we go, baby.
Amphorius' arc is not currently finished, so we're not going to get too heavy into spoilers, so I'll just give you a basic overview of what this world is about. Welcome to the world of God of War. In space,
Hell yeah.
A world themed about the Greek mythos that nobody knows anything about. It's so shrouded in mystery that even Akavili did not visit this place when he was trailblazing around the universe. Come on,
it's
Akavili,
really
man,
locked
get
away,
with
huh?
it. How the fuck do you miss this place? And the only reason we know anything about it is because of Black Swan. Remember when we said we'd come back to her? Well, Black Swan is a member of the Garden of Recollection, and they follow
Garden
the
of
Eon
Recollection.
truly, the Eon of Remembrance. This
Oh,
path is all
okay.
about preserving memories and keeping records of everything that's happened so no one forgets anything, which is useful for anyone over the age of 30. Because if you've been paying close attention, you may notice that every world's been themed around a certain path. We've gone from preservation to abundance to harmony, and now we are here at Remembrance. We even get our
Let's
own
go.
remembrance powers by adopting this cute little pink feline called Mem, who stays with us.
Oh,
on the
she's so
journey
cute.
and constantly talks in our ears. And wait a minute.
It's Paimon. Ah, nice. See,
Oh,
guys,
no.
I know.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. But what is this world
Now there
all
are two of
about?
them.
Well, remember at the start of the video when I said try not to be intimidated by the amounts of eons out there? Well, apparently that wasn't enough information because Amphorius has its own godlike beings that are not eons or emanators. They're called Titans, and they created the
Yes.
world of Amphorius. And there are
Holy shit.
12 of them. Oh god, by the end of this game, I swear, Star Rail's gonna have more mythology than actual mythology. All right, lock in, gang, because I'm going to go over this pretty quickly. War and death to the planets. Whew. Whew. All right,
Okay.
you get all that? No? No one was listening? Well, that's okay, because unless you actually want a deep dive on how each Titan's story ties into the world,
Yes!
all you really need to know is
Give me
that
the-
all of these Titan came from these things called core flames that was given to Amphorius by an even higher god. Who is this higher god?
higher?
I don't know. I'll never tell. XOXO, Gossip Girl. I don't actually know. The most notable Titan you should be aware of, though,
Okay.
is Kefle, the world-bearing Titan, who created the humans of this world and is the site of humanity's last stronghold. Because everything was chill
Kefle.
until the Black Tide came along and fucked everything up. Wait, it's the Black Tide this time and not a Stellaron? That can't be right. Stellaron! Stellaron! Where are you? I know you're hiding somewhere here, you son of a bitch. The Black Tide is this mysterious corrupting force that turns people into fucking fent-out tweakers. It
Oh.
destroyed multiple cities and turned several of the Titans mad. And
So what's the difference between this Black Tide and the Mara Struck stuff? Mara Struck equals immortal tree hybrid monsters. Black Tide equals things that makes everyone crazy and causes wars and stuff. What's the fucking difference? Again, I ask again.
fucking blue screens himself, but
Smart.
not before bestowing a prophecy upon humanity. 12 chosen heroes with golden blood will appear, strong enough to defeat the Titans and take their core flames, ascending to become demigods.
Wait, is this the story? This is fucking sick. This is fucking sick.
Only then will humanity come to a new era of prosperity. I don't know why I said come. These heroes will be known as the Amphorius 5-star units. Or the Chrysosairs. And that's the basic premise of Amphorius.
Wait, yo,
You go
that's
around
awesome.
Kicking the shit out of the Titans with the Chrysosairs, jacking their core flames, and letting Hoiver spend their budget on these very beautiful alt animations. You have
Oh my god.
Trivios.
Yeah, we do still have to react to the animations. Okay, so this is why you guys think this is peak. I get it. This is peak. Let's continue on here.
Who, despite her looks, is already a demigod, along with Aglaia, who has the core flame of the
Aglaia.
Titan of romance. And all I'm saying is, she can romance me any what? There's Castris, who is
My goat!
um
Yes, okay, we learned about her. Okay, we saw the demo. It was brutal. What we understand about Castris is that she seems to be some sort of embodiment of death or something. We've only seen like this trailer really. We seem to understand that she is like a necessary cycle of death and maybe even rebirth. At the end of that demo, at the beginning of the demo, a trailer, we saw an old doe, and then one of the ladies like, "Go on, put it out of its misery." And then at the end of the trailer, we saw a new doe. So maybe I thought maybe they're symbolizing some sort of rebirth thing. So maybe she is a part of a cycle. We don't know. Either way, her life fucking sucks.
she's okay. Nothing much to say about her story, actually. And of course, you have Mighty and Finon, Mighty, who is an Angie boy, who I swear to God is trying to compete with
These are
Sun
two of my
Jin-woo
favorite
for
characters right here.
Yeah, and then you have Finon, who is a good boy, the goodest of boys, and he goes through a lot. Together they make a great team, except they would do if they weren't bitter rivals who compete in absolutely everything they do. But guys, that's actually really early because they actually care about each other and they're just trying to bring out the best in each other.
They're just
because
friends,
the best of
guys.
Friends, but they would never admit that because they're bitter rivals. You know, I would say now kiss.
Yeah, right.
But I'm pretty sure they already kiss each other goodnight. And that's the setup for Amphorius in a nutshell, which is the bare bones, surface level explanation for all the things hiding underneath this world. I will say there have been some developments in the overarching story arc, but what I will say is that compared to previous arcs, the setup and execution is actually far more straightforward than what we've seen in Star Rail before. We are just over halfway through the story arc right now, and I will say, as an aside, it is actually shaping up to be my favorite Star Rail story arc and world so far. I don't need that. And of course, that leads us to the final development in the Honkai Star Rail universe, the fated crossover with Fate Stay Night's Unlimited Blade Works. I see what he did there. Woo! We fucking did it!
Okay, so when I reacted to this, I was fucking hyped about this thing, and you guys were like, it was buns. Amphorius arc is already ended now, by the way. Yes. Yes, I do know that. So I'm very excited to dig my fingers into it. Fate was so good. I got so excited when I saw, what's her name? Saber. Put the sword up in the air and go, X! Caliban!
But it actually happened. Now this storyline isn't like all the previous storylines we covered. This is more of a side story. Think of it as a beach episode with no beach and just a holy grail. We head back to Penacony, where one of the heads of the families, Oti, was messing around, where he just stumbles upon a holy grail. But not just any holy grail, it is a mini holy grail. Bro, I'm lucky enough to find £5 in my pocket, and then there's this guy stumbling upon a bloody holy grail. And so he decides to host his own mini holy grail war. Now, any true Fate fan would know that the holy grail war is always held in secret with no way for the public to know.
Okay.
But this one is different. OT holds a public Holy Grail war, and I assume charges people more than your average influencer boxing match to watch the bloodbath unfold. 4 summon famous people from Penacony, where some of them mess up and accidentally summon some familiar faces from a different universe.
No way. Oh, it's kind of fun.
Wait, wrong universe, wrong universe! As one of the masters, the Trailblazer accidentally summons the King of Knights themselves.
Saber.
Adventurine somehow summons Archer, and of course, Boot Heel gets our favorite son of a nice lady, Lancer, who is alive. And Berserker's master and servant is Oti. He's Berserker's Star Rail's master and servant. But we have Berserker right over there. And that's it.
Close enough.
The collaboration is out right now, so whether you're a Fate fan or a Star Rail player or you're both, go get it while you can, gamers. And that completes my very quick rundown of Honkai Star Rail. Look, this game has only been out for about 3 years, and I'm not gonna lie, there is so much lore and so much story.
Right, we're just scratching the surface here.
Cut a ridiculous amount out of some of these worlds. This all was meant to just be a very basic introduction into the entire world and story of Star Rail, and even then, it somehow is even longer than my Fate video. So if you want to get the full picture, there are already some very talented content creators covering this topic, or you know what? You can just go play the game yourself, because while this is the short version, I will categorically say this now, that there will never be a long version from me. But who knows what the future holds.
God damn it, that son of a bitch.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Once again, thank you very much to Hoyoverse for sponsoring today's video. You can check out the Honkai Star Rail Fate collab right now by clicking that link in the description to check it out for yourself. But guys, extra add-on.
I believe the Fate collab is still going on right now, right? I believe it's still going on, or it's wrapping up soon. Anyway, we will finish this up. Wow, okay. So this was we'll continue it.
I am doing a one-time
finish the-
only theater premiere for my anime Ban. It is going to be on the 24th of August.
I have
at
heard
6
about this.
PM at the Grand Cinema Sunshine Ikebukuro in Japan. I'm excited, but very, very nervous to show you guys what I've been working on. So if you want to join me for what is possibly the biggest night of my career so far, you can get tickets at barnpremiere.peatrix.com. Links in the description below as well. But yeah, even though this was a sponsored video,
I have not checked. I heard, I've been doing my research on this man. I heard that he did drop an anime. I don't know anything about it. I will definitely watch it in my own time. And I think, I was checking on his YouTube channel, I think he dropped a documentary about it as well. So maybe we can react to that in the future. I'm starting to like this guy. I'm starting to think Grant over here, Granty boy, is kind of a cool dude.
this took a lot of work. Way more work than any of my usual videos. So I want to give a quick shout out to my editing team and just my team in general for helping me make this video. There is absolutely no way I could have done this by myself or with just one person.
Yeah, this is a huge
As
video.
you can hopefully tell, even though this was a sponsored video, they put their everything into this. And I think they earned a much needed break. And guys, just a quick update, the seasonal summer anime in a nutshell video will be a little bit late this season because I've been kind of busy working on this mega project and also working on another mega project.
Okay, so he does seasonal anime drops. So he's kind of like, is he like the guy, you know, summer anime comes around and he drops the summer video and it's like the go-to video? Cool. Okay, well, he just dropped the fall video. Maybe we check that out.
Which is an anime. So I apologize for that video coming a little bit later this season, but it is still coming.
I knew you would come.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, that's been it from me for today. I've been Gigguk, and I'll see you all next time. Honkai Star.
Everyone make sure to check out Gigguk. If you haven't seen him, if you enjoyed reacting to this, please check him out. That was fucking unreal. Great video. And now I feel a little dumber.